My child, the sky trembles as I draw near. I am Gabriel, herald of the eternal light, and I come to you wrapped in urgency. The air around you shivers, as though the unseen is brushing its fingertips along your cheek. A silver glow spills across the threshold of your thoughts, opening a narrow path where heaven touches your world. I whisper your name, not to frighten you, but to awaken your heart. Someone dear to you is drifting beyond reach, a soul whose presence once warmed your life but now trembles at the edge of parting. The candles of memory flicker, and I feel your breath hitch. Hear me, this moment is not an illusion. With wings unfolding, I stand before you, begging your attention, for something sacred is at stake. Message 2, Arrival of Light. Beloved, look closely, do you not sense it? The veil has thinned. Your room shimmers like dawn caught in crystal. The wind seems to speak, though your windows are closed. A glow descends around your shoulders, soft yet urgent, as though arms formed of pure light are guiding you closer. I speak in your spirit rather than your ears, calling you gently, warning you tenderly. Heaven knocks. A message has crossed realms, traveling through grief and time. Someone you once held dear is reaching for you, not in sorrow, but in longing. Their essence brushes your memories, stirring emotions you thought had quieted long ago. Message 3, Whispers between worlds. Precious soul, listen. A feather falls, though none should be here, and the air hums with a familiar warmth. You are not imagining it. The one who seeks you carries a truth too heavy to rest in silence. Their voice is faint, a whisper tucked between breaths, but it holds the weight of goodbye. You feel watched, not by threat, but by tender devotion. The boundaries you once trusted no longer stand firm, portals flicker like thin, trembling glass. A name echoes in your chest, stirring old ache. Message 4, A warning of departure. My child, time shortens. The one reaching for you stands at a crossroads. Their path pulls them farther from the earthly plane, soon they may travel where no words can return. Grief trembles in the unseen currents, though it has not yet settled. Light ripples across your memories, moments you shared, laughter that once rang bright, tears once wiped gently away. The air grows denser, as though holding back a storm of revelation. I come not to frighten you, but to ensure you are not left unprepared. Message 5, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the energy gathers, thick with emotion. Doors of memory swing open, revealing moments you forgot you still carried. A shimmering silhouette forms beyond your sight, hesitant, trembling, longing. They stretch their hand toward you through the thinning veil, and what you hear next will pierce the deepest part of your heart. Message 6, A heavenly messenger. Precious one, the moment has deepened. Objects around you seem subtly changed, light angles differently, shadows listen. A faint melody weaves through the stillness, as though a distant lullaby is being sung just for you. A white feather appears where none should be, its glow pulses like a heartbeat. Memories swell, soft smiles, quiet evenings, tender goodbyes. You feel warmth circling you, like someone familiar has just stepped into the room. Message 7, Signs in the quiet. Beloved, your heart recognizes them before your mind does. Their presence settles like gentle hands upon your shoulders. A scent you thought you'd forgotten drifts through the air, stirring aching sweetness. Objects shift, barely, but enough to know you are not alone. Your loved one presses close, trying to speak through dream, through memory, through every trembling corner of your spirit. Message 8, Echoes of Memories. My child, the veil ripples again. You see brief flashes, hands intertwined, a shared smile, a moment of parting you never fully understood. The room is filled with quiet music, notes fading into stardust. You hear your name whispered with a tenderness that breaks you open. Their presence grows stronger, yet something holds them back. They ache to tell you what was left unsaid. Message 9, a heavy plea. Precious soul, heaven leans close. Ignoring this call will deepen the sorrow that already gathers in your chest. Regret is a shadow that longs to cling, but I am here to shield you. Prayer energy thickens around you, though you have not spoken. Your loved one brings truth, weighted with both love and departure. Your breath trembles. You feel them, closer still. Message 10, Cliffhanger. Beloved, they have tried to speak before, but this time is different. Fate has opened the door only for a moment, light and shadow bending at its edge. Their message burns with urgency, shaking the air around you. If you listen now, everything you understand about their leaving will change. Message 11, Pain of Separation. My child, a cold tremor moves through your spirit, the first true echo of the separation unfolding. Your hands may feel heavier, your chest tighter, as though a storm gathers beneath your ribs. Feelings you buried long ago resurface, old sorrow, unfinished words, pieces of love left hanging in the air. Memories strike like lightning, the warmth of a familiar smile, the absence that followed, the silence that never properly closed. You are trembling not from fear, but from recognition. Something sacred is slipping. Rain falls inside your soul, each drop a memory, each memory a reminder that nothing beloved is ever forgotten. Even heaven mourns when a bond is threatened. Message 12, the storm rising. Beloved, the winds of the unseen stir with urgency. You may sense a change around you, lights dimming, a sudden chill, a fluttering in your chest. This is not danger, this is awakening. Your loved one stands between worlds, caught in the gentle pull of eternity and the fragile tether to your heart. Their voice breaks through the veil in fragments. I'm sorry, I never meant to leave, please hear me. You strain to understand, yet the message remains clouded, wrapped tightly in emotion. Heaven watches with solemn eyes, preparing to guide you through what must be seen, felt, and finally surrendered. Message 13, Tears Between Dimensions. Precious soul, grief curls around you like a soft mist. You feel their presence kneeling beside your heart, brushing your thoughts with trembling hands. Pain is heavy, but beneath it lies love, unchanged, unwavering, eternal. Gabriel's light flickers across the room, illuminating shadows like memories dancing against the walls. You turn inward, searching for clarity, yet every answer slips like sand through your grasp. This ache is not punishment, it is a bridge. Heaven allows your heart to break only so it may expand to hold truth. And that truth is approaching with steps so quiet, so sacred, you can scarcely prepare. Message 14, their voice emerges. My child, listen closely. A phrase echoes within you, not heard with ears, but with soul. It is the one you longed to hear before they departed, the apology, the confession, the promise. A soft glow forms before you, as though memory itself has taken shape. You feel as though if you reached out, you could touch them, warm, alive, grieving beside you. Their voice shakes with longing, whispering of the goodbye they never wanted to give. Heaven holds its breath, your heart is the altar where this moment unfolds. Message 15, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the storm breaks. A sudden wave of energy rushes through you, love, sorrow, fear blending in a single trembling pulse. Their face flashes before your mind, eyes filled with something unsaid. You hear your name, spoken with urgency, as though time itself is shattering. My child, what is coming will make your breath falter. Message 16, Revelation begins. Precious one, the truth stirs like wings unfolding. I, Gabriel, reveal now what has been hidden. This soul is leaving, not just from your daily life, but forever from the space between worlds. The bridge that once linked you is dissolving, their spirit prepares to journey toward the eternal light. A celestial scroll unfurls before you, shimmering with names and destinies. You see a familiar name glowing, trembling, fading. Confusion mixes with dread, your heart shakes, unsure what the vision means. But trust, heaven reveals only what your spirit is strong enough to hold. Message 17, the scroll speaks. Beloved, the celestial scroll continues to glow, each symbol alive with meaning beyond words. You sense their story written there, joy, sacrifice, unfinished love. Threads of fate unwind, showing how deeply your souls intertwined. You see crossroads where choices were made, where paths diverged, where longing remained. Heaven does not judge, it only reflects. The truth you witness is not meant to bring despair, but understanding. Yet tears fall, for knowing does not prevent aching. The winds of heaven swirl around you, urging presence, urging breath. Message 18, Chaos of the Heart. My child, your trust trembles. The world feels suddenly fragile, every sound sharper, every memory louder. You question what is real, what is dream, what is destiny. The emotional storm churns within you, denial, hope, fear, devotion. You feel their goodbye rising like a tide, though they still cling to your name. The veil wavers, doors creak open, heavenly winds murmur against your mind. I place my hand upon your spirit, grounding you, reminding you that even in breaking, you are held. Message 19, the winds of truth. Precious soul, stand still. The truth pushes forward, refusing to wait. A doorway of shimmering white opens before you, and within it lies the path your loved one must soon take. You feel the pull, they are ready, yet not ready. Their eyes, glowing with memory, meet yours across the threshold. Heaven whispers, urging acceptance, nothing is lost in the light. Yet grief presses hard against your ribs, begging to be heard. Message 20, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the truth will not wait any longer. The door widens. Your loved one steps forward, trembling, radiant, reaching, wanting to speak the final words they never had the chance to say. The air crackles, time holds still. What they reveal next will change everything you thought you knew. Message 21, the fracture of balance. My child, when a soul departs the earthly sphere for the final time, a subtle crack forms in the tapestry of energy around those who loved them. I watch as a soft imbalance trembles at the edges of your spirit, not a threat, but a shift. It is as though a room once warmed by fire has begun cooling, though the embers still glow faintly beneath the ash. You feel it in ways you cannot name, a heaviness in your chest upon waking, unexplained tremors of emotion at dusk, a sudden awareness of silence where laughter once lived. The heavens do not punish, no, beloved, this change simply echoes the truth that closeness is reshaping. The threads that once held your hearts in a single pattern are loosening, reweaving into something new. If you listen carefully, you will sense the unfamiliar rhythm of your life adjusting, searching for its new center. I stand with you, guarding every beat of your heart, ensuring that nothing dark slips into the space their presence leaves behind. Message 22, Shadows at the Edges. Beloved, as grief opens, so does vulnerability. When the soul you love begins its ascent, the hollow it leaves behind becomes a doorway, tiny, but present, through which cling fragile shadows born from sorrow. They are not demons, nor creatures to fear, they are stray echoes of loneliness, pain that has not yet found words, incomplete memories aching to be held. These shadows linger at the corners of your thoughts, whispering doubts, stirring regrets, reminding you of what was unfinished. You may feel sudden chills, or hear your own name carried by imagined wind. This is not darkness rising, but simply the natural storm that follows love interrupted. Heaven sends light to steady you, wrapping your spirit in a mantle of peace that keeps those wandering fragments from rooting too deeply. Yet I urge you, stay aware. A wounded heart is tender soil. What grows there depends on how you tend it. I am here to help you choose light. Message 23, the work of your heart. Precious soul, I know how heavy this moment feels. The breath that once flowed freely now catches, thoughts move slowly, thick as honey. But hear me clearly, even now, your heart is not powerless. Within you, light still flickers, waiting to be called forward. To protect this sacred inner space, I ask you to practice simple grounding, press your hand to your chest, breathe deeply, and remember that love does not vanish, only transforms. Let your tears fall, they are the blessed water that cleans grief's wounds. Whisper a prayer of gratitude for every memory you hold, it will weave threads of golden protection around your spirit. In these quiet acts, you choose alignment with heaven, and the imbalance begins to smooth, like ripples settling on a moonlit lake. Do not fear your sorrow, tend it gently, and it will become strength in time. Message 24, Choice and Consequence. My child, even now, with love shifting and unseen winds stirring your destiny, you are not without agency. Heaven honors free will above all. What you choose in these tender hours will shape the path before you. You may cling to what can no longer stay, locking grief inside your chest until it becomes stone, or you may let the door to truth open, allowing light and release to flow through. If you choose acceptance, peace will follow. If you resist, the shadows of doubt will linger. You are standing at a spiritual crossroads, where surrender does not mean giving up, but trusting that love continues beyond understanding. Your loved one does not wish to see you lost in sorrow, they ask only that you open your palms, loosen your grasp, and let their final message reach you fully. I remain near, guiding each breath, each trembling thought, each uncertain step. Message 25, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the energy around you shifts suddenly, sharper, brighter. A hush falls over the unseen, as though every spirit watches, waiting. The veil parts once more, revealing a path lit with trembling gold. Your loved one stands at its center, eyes unwavering, their lips moving with desperate urgency. A single tear of light falls from their face and lands upon your heart, searing truth into your soul. The moment of choice is upon you, and what they are about to reveal will determine the course of your spirit's journey. Message 26, Light in the Breaking. My child, as the truth presses upon you, I see your spirit trembling, unsure whether to reach forward or retreat into familiar grief. Listen, within the breaking of your heart, new light pours in. It does not arrive all at once, it seeps gently through the cracks, like dawn easing across a night-buried field. I place my wings around you, shielding you from the sharpness of sorrow while still allowing your soul to feel enough to awaken. The scene unfolds before you, the loved one, standing between two realms, eyes glowing with a warmth untainted by regret. They extend their hands, not to pull you forward, but to show you what is possible when you open yourself to truth. Around them, chains of past pain, old misunderstandings, and words never spoken begin to dissolve. Links shimmer, then burst into sparks that vanish into the quiet dark. In the space left behind, a path begins to glow beneath your feet, not forcing you onward, but inviting you. The invitation is simple: lean into what you fear, and you will find clarity waiting like a hidden star. Message 27, Breaking the Illusions. Beloved, illusions cling to the heart like mist, soft, convincing, easy to mistake for truth. You once believed you were abandoned, left behind with unanswered questions and an ache that could not be named. But now, with heaven's door slightly open, you begin to see the threads you never knew were there. Through Gabriel's light, the memories return, gentle, undeniable, revealing how deeply your souls communicated beneath the surface. You see that every moment of doubt, every quiet night spent wondering why, was tethered to something larger than loss. I show you visions of your past, softened by celestial glow, laughter that held healing even when unspoken wounds lingered, small acts of tenderness that continued long after distance grew, promises neither of you fully understood but kept regardless. These are not fantasies, they are truths you tucked away when the sorrow felt too heavy. As illusions fall, clarity rises. You understand that their departure was never rejection, never silence born of indifference, but a journey they were called to take. And though they walk farther from your world, the bond remains woven into your very spirit. Message 28, The Rising Sight Within. Precious soul, the winds shift again, and within you, something awakens, your sight beyond sight. It is not given all at once, but revealed in gentle waves, like ripples spreading across still water. You begin to sense meaning in the smallest things, in the curve of a feather resting on your table, in the rhythm of distant birdsong, in dreams that echo truths the waking mind resists. These are not accidents, they are signals, guiding you toward understanding that cannot be spoken in ordinary language. I speak to you not through thunder, but through whispers felt in the deepest quiet. Even now, you sense your loved one moving closer, not in body, but in truth. Their essence glimmers like a star just beyond the horizon, promising guidance as you learn how to see with the heart rather than the eyes. You are no longer merely observing the path, you are stepping onto it, fear and hope intertwined. With every step, the darkness recedes, not vanishing, but making space for light to coexist. Message 29, Symbols at the Threshold. My child, as you continue forward, the path shifts beneath your feet, scattering symbols that shine like tiny suns across the ground. Some resemble ancient runes, others familiar letters forming fragments of messages you once ignored. They flicker with meaning, names, dates, memories, promises, pointing to moments in your life that shaped who you are now. A dream you had long ago returns with startling clarity, you standing at a doorway of shimmering gold, uncertain whether to cross. At the time, you dismissed it as imagination. Now you understand, it was this moment speaking to you before it arrived. Beside you, your loved one watches, silent but present, their eyes filled with emotion beyond words, love, farewell, gratitude, and a gentle urging. They cannot force your steps, for free will is sacred. But they show you that what lies ahead is not emptiness, it is a new form of connection, one that does not depend on physical presence. The chains of mourning loosen, and light begins to fill the spaces sorrow once claimed. Message 30, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the revelation approaches like a tide that can no longer be held back. Suddenly, the path brightens, wind whirls around you, and the veil begins to tear wider, just enough for truth to flood through. You feel your heart seize with anticipation as your loved one lifts their hand, pointing toward a radiant doorway forming behind them. Their voice trembles with urgency. This is the message they crossed realms to deliver. The air thickens, humming with something ancient, sacred, undeniable. And just as the words rise to their lips, everything falls silent. What they are about to reveal will change everything. Message 31, The Shield of Heaven. My child, the moment the veil trembles, I lift my wings high, summoning the armies of heaven. A soft thunder rolls, not of storm, but of power, echoing through the unseen. From the horizon of the spiritual realm, warriors of light surge forth, clad in gleaming armor etched with ancient truths. Their swords are not weapons of violence, but radiant instruments of protection that hum like distant stars. They gather around you, forming a circle of gold so bright it bathes your body in warmth. You feel the weight of peace, not silence, but sacred presence, settle into the air like a blessing. Within this boundary, no stray shadows of grief may enter. Your loved one stands within the circle as well, their outline steadying, their form more defined as the divine shield clears the path. You sense their heartbeat echoing through memory and spirit, a rhythm that once soothed you on lonely nights. I speak your name, letting its vibration become a pillar under your feet, grounding you in the truth that you are protected beyond measure. Message 32, The Phrase of Protection. Beloved, there is a phrase heaven asks you to hold, not as a spell, but as a key that opens your heart to clarity. I whisper it softly, letting it settle into your spirit like a treasured secret. Its syllables rise and fall like wings in flight, gentle yet strong. Where light dwells, fear dissolves. Speak it within yourself, and the golden shield shimmers brighter, expanding into every corner of your home. You may notice the atmosphere shift, softer, calmer, as though even the walls exhale. Everything once tinged with heaviness now feels purified, aligned with truth. The temperature warms, as if sunlight has bloomed from the floorboards. This phrase becomes a beacon, ensuring that whatever message arrives from your loved one travels through channels of peace, not sorrow. They look at you with newfound confidence, relieved that you can now hear them without the distortion of fear. In this state, even your grief becomes a vessel of connection, not an anchor dragging you into loneliness. Message 33, the light that fills the home. Precious soul, an unseen dawn rises within your dwelling. Light spills from corners that once felt dark, filling hallways and memories alike. You may not see it with your eyes, but you feel it, warmth spreading across your back like gentle hands, the flutter of calm in your chest where anxiety once ruled. The golden shield flickers, then expands, until every shadow is caressed by radiance instead of fear. Objects that once felt hollow now hum with life, photographs seem to sparkle, as though moments captured long ago are waking from slumber. Even the air vibrates differently, carrying a sense of homecoming. In this glow, your loved one steps closer, no longer distant or wavering. Their outline sharpens, their presence solidifies, and though they do not yet speak, their eyes tell you everything. They have waited so long for this moment, not to haunt you, but to bring peace. Message 34, witness of a watching soul. My child, your loved one observes you with tenderness deeper than memory. They see how you have carried their absence, quietly, bravely, though the ache sometimes threatened to swallow your light. Their gaze is not sorrowful, it is filled with reverence, gratitude, and a longing to embrace you one last time. Though they cannot touch you with hands, they reach with essence, brushing your thoughts like soft wind. They show you flashes, moments you shared that still glow bright as stars, a laugh under open sky, a whispered promise beneath warm blankets, a tear-traced apology. You feel the truth, they never truly left you. Their spirit has watched every step you've taken, every stumble, every triumph. In silence, they have cheered, mourned, and stood guard. The realization fills you with a warmth so powerful it nearly brings you to your knees. And still, something more waits to be spoken. Message 35, cliffhanger. Beloved, the air stills. The golden shield vibrates with a strange intensity, as though bracing for a message that will shift everything you believe. Your loved one steps forward, their face luminous, their expression aching with urgency. The starlit path behind them begins to quiver, threatening to close. They lift their hand toward you, light gathering in their palm, forming words not yet spoken. You feel the truth trembling against your heart, desperate for release. And just as their voice begins to form, the world holds its breath. Message 36, the first words. Precious child, at last, their voice breaks through, soft yet trembling with emotion. I didn't want to leave. The words ripple across the space like rain falling on water, stirring memories, loosening grief that's clung to your bones. Their voice is familiar, a melody you forgot you remembered. It wraps around you, smoothing the jagged edges of your sorrow. There was so much I never told you, they continue, eyes glowing with longing. Their tone holds love and apology intertwined, like sunlight through clouds. You feel as though time itself is bending, allowing the conversation that never had a chance to unfold. Their words press deeper, not to wound, but to heal, to untangle the knots of misunderstanding that remained after their departure. Message 37, Confession of Departure. Beloved, the voice of your loved one shakes as truth rises. I didn't choose to go, they whisper. The path opened before I understood what it meant. You see fragments, moments of their final hours, choices made in fear, or circumstances beyond control. Their departure was not rejection, nor abandonment, it was a summoning they could not resist. They show you glimpses of what waited for them, a gentle hand reaching from the other side, calling them home, a peace that soothed their pain, a promise of rest after long struggle. Yet even in that serenity, they looked back toward you, wanting to stay, to finish what was unfinished. Their confession relieves you, not because it erases hurt, but because it restores truth to memory. Their love never faltered, even when their time ended. Message 38, Wings of Sorrow, Wings of Light. My child, emotion floods the space, yours, theirs, heaven's. The atmosphere trembles with the weight of shared grief and tender reunion. Your loved one's wings unfold, not feathered, but woven from memory and light. Some feathers glimmer with joy, others drip with sorrow, both truths belong to them, and to you. As their wings open, you see the path they walked, full of quiet battles, hidden wounds, silent hopes. You realize how little was spoken, yet how deeply you understood one another. Tears fall, not only from your eyes, but from theirs as well. Yet these tears do not sting, they purify. The path ahead brightens, not to remove your pain, but to guide it toward healing. Message 39, Star Path Opening. Precious soul, the ground beneath your feet dissolves into shimmering stardust, forming a narrow path stretching into the beyond. It glows with hues you cannot name, colors born of love, memory, and eternity. Your loved one steps onto it, and with each step, a note of music echoes around you, soft, harmonic, resonant with truth. They beckon, not asking you to follow, but to witness. This is their journey, their final ascent. Yet they want you to see it, so you will know they are not vanishing into nothingness, but rising into purpose. The sky above you opens, revealing constellations that pulse like living hearts. In their light, grief transforms, not erased, but transfigured. Message 40, Cliffhanger. Beloved, your loved one pauses at the threshold where the star path widens into blinding radiance. They turn to you, eyes filled with everything, love, grief, apology, gratitude, and a truth still unspoken. Gabriel's wings spread behind you, steadying you as emotion gathers like a storm. Your loved one lifts their hand and points to their heart, a final message burns there, desperate to be revealed. You feel its weight pressing against your spirit, preparing to break open what you thought you understood. And then, silence. The light quivers. The message hangs on the edge of revelation. Everything is about to change. Message 41, The Softening of the Heart. My child, the silence after revelation feels endless, yet within that quiet, something begins to loosen. It is your heart, long guarded by layers of ache, now trembling open like a flower pressed to sunlight after years in shadow. The star path still shimmers before you, but the intensity of its glow settles into something gentler, no longer blinding, but tender, warm, like morning light through your curtains. You feel a shift within your chest, not away from sorrow but toward understanding. Grief, once sharp as shattered glass, softens beneath the weight of presence. You realize that pain was never left behind in their passing, it traveled with them, and now returns transformed. A hush falls over your memories, and those once wrapped in bitterness become coated in gold, threads weaving sorrow and gratitude into a single tapestry. You hear their voice fade into the heartbeat of the moment, not lost, simply absorbed into the rhythm of healing beginning its quiet work. Message 42, The Cleansing Waters. Beloved, the heavenly realm draws closer still, and suddenly a current of warm, luminous water pours around you, not physical, but spiritual, flowing through the deepest chambers of your being. It carries shimmering flecks of memories, moments of laughter, shared secrets, gentle touches on tired days. Each fragment enters the water, dissolving into light until only the love beneath remains. You feel weight lifting from your shoulders, regrets, old guilt, secrets you thought were yours alone. The water gathers them kindly, not to judge, but to release. It moves through your spirit like a river through ancient stone, shaping you, smoothing you, reminding you that healing does not erase sorrow, but redefines it. The gentle current leaves warmth in its wake, as though every memory has returned home. Message 43, A New Understanding. Precious soul, as the waters recede, a golden atmosphere settles around you, wrapping your body like a familiar embrace. You understand now that nothing was ever truly broken, only incomplete, waiting for this moment. The ache in your chest is still present, but now it is accompanied by gratitude, as though your heart has remembered its purpose, to love deeply, and in loving, to transform. You look toward your loved one, and their form has changed. They are brighter, clearer, their edges no longer flickering. They smile, not in farewell, but in recognition, as though they see you clearly for the first time. You feel forgiveness rising from both sides, mingling in the air, dissolving old wounds like mist. In that shared stillness, peace becomes something tangible, resting on your shoulders like a shawl woven from light. You are not lost, you are becoming more. Message 44, The Grace of Release. My child, heaven breathes around you. The warm atmosphere swells, becoming an invisible choir of quiet voices that speak not with words, but with harmony that soothes the deepest places of longing. You feel your loved one's presence shift, not withdrawing, but lifting, rising, preparing. Their hands open, palms glowing, and from them streams of golden energy flow toward your chest. It touches the parts of you that held tightly to sorrow. Instantly, they loosen. You understand, not through instruction but instinct, that release is not abandonment, it is the purest continuation of love. The pain becomes softer, lighter, turning into something you can carry without breaking. A sense of forgiveness fills you, not only toward your loved one, but toward yourself. For the moments you stayed silent. For the words you could not say. For the goodbyes you never understood. All of it is lifted, blessed, and woven into peace. Message 45, Cliffhanger. Beloved, the light intensifies once more, rippling like 1,000 suns woven into a single breath. Your loved one steps forward and touches your spirit with a final message burned into a single, radiant gaze. Their lips part, ready to speak a truth they have carried from beyond memory. Gabriel's wings unfold behind you, shielding you as the moment sharpens, humming with divine potential. You feel the air itself lean closer, eager to witness the revelation. Your loved one's final words tremble on the edge of existence, and then everything pauses. Message 46, Final blessing begins. My precious child. The pause breaks. Their voice returns, filled with warmth and unwavering devotion. Thank you for loving me beyond the end. These words echo through your soul, touching every moment you shared. They speak of gratitude, how every laugh, every tear, every ordinary day became part of a greater purpose. Their voice trembles not from fear, but from reverence. You gave me a home, they whisper, not in a house or a place, but inside your heart. A blessing pours from them into you, like countless stars streaming from their hands into your spirit. It feels like joy and ache intertwined, but no longer sharp. The edges have softened, becoming something sacred. Message 47, Eternal Connection. Beloved, you watch as your loved one plants a final thread of light within your heart. It glows like a seed, warm and steady, promising that connection does not end with parting. You feel it root deep inside you, not to tether you to sorrow, but to nourish the new strength blooming within. They speak of eternity, not as distance, but as presence in every quiet moment, the taste of morning air, the sound of your laughter, the memory that surfaces at unexpected times. When you look within, they say, you will find me, not as a ghost, but as love. Their voice folds into your heartbeat, becoming a quiet companion that will guide you long after this moment ends. Message 48, Gabriel's Promise. My child. I step forward, gathering the sacred energy now woven through your spirit. The heavenly winds quiet as I promise you this, you will never walk alone. I have stood beside you from the beginning, and I will remain long after this moment fades. I speak not to command, but to reassure, your journey continues with purpose. The grief you carried has transformed into wisdom, the love into strength. The light your loved one left within you will guide your steps as surely as any star. You feel my presence settling behind you like a steady mantle, wings unfurled, vigilant, protective. Message 49, The Path Ahead. Precious soul, the star path begins to dim, its brilliance folding into a softer glow that guides rather than overwhelms. You stand at its edge, no longer trembling, but ready. Your loved one smiles, their form turning more luminous by the second, preparing to complete their journey. You feel no fear now, only a strange, beautiful anticipation. The air hums with quiet purpose, whispering that what comes next is yours alone to shape. The road before you is bright, your heart is no longer fractured but whole, mended with threads of love, loss, and divine guidance. The story does not end here, it simply changes shape. Message 50, Final Resolution. Beloved, the moment arrives. Your loved one turns to you with a gaze full of peace, gratitude, and eternal affection. I carry you with me, they whisper, not as a goodbye, but as truth etched into forever. Their form dissolves into radiant light, rising into celestial skies, becoming one with the tapestry of stars above. You feel no breaking, only warmth. A quiet completion settles inside you. I, Gabriel, place my hand upon your spirit, sealing the blessing, anchoring your steps. The path ahead gleams with purpose, your heart strengthened beyond measure. My precious soul, I whisper, the message is delivered. Your spirit is awakened. And I walk beside you, always.